Alright, Evil Dead fans, this is the first of many videos on how to make Ash's chainsaw hand from Army of Darkness, Evil Dead 2, or Ash vs. Evil Dead. We're going to start off with a joke, kind of make it funny. What's the difference between snowmen and snowwomen? Snowballs. Yep. Alright, so let's get started on the video. Now this video is going to pertain on what style of body you should use, the Homelite XL or the Super 2, and chainsaw bar length. Now, when you measure the chainsaw bar length, you want to go the cutting distance of where it protrudes the body, where it leaves the body, from the body to the end of the bar. This is a 14. It's a standard Homelite bar that comes with the Super 2 or the XL. Now, on this finished one, look at that back here. Now, this one, oh wait, where in the world am I at? Okay, wasn't going down. This is a 20. Ash used a 20. You can use an 18. The heavier or the longer the bar, the heavier you're going to have on your hand. Now, if you make one of these, please do not just go with one of these dinky 14s. If I see you walk around the Halloween party and, look at me, I'm Ash. Oh, I'm crazy. I'm going to cut up some zombies and deadites and all this crap. I'm just going to look at you and be like, oh, that's cute. Yeah, nice limb trimmer. And if you are a child or a young person making one of these, please get adult supervision because there's a lot of sharp edges and air tools that you have to use. Do not do this on your own because you will hurt yourself. So definitely get your parents or a guardian or somebody who knows what they're doing with air tools or tools in general because you will get hurt. So that will cover the bar. Oh, wait, got one more thing to cover. Do not measure from here to here the whole length of the chainsaw bar. That is incorrect because part of it is inside the body and nobody cares what does not cut. Now, when you go with the two different bodies, we have a Homelite XL and a Homelite Super 2. Everything on these two bodies are interchangeable, including these side panels. They're interchangeable. All the nuts and bolts are identical. Everything fits in exactly the same. The only difference is that I've seen are the top handles, which nobody gives a crap about because they get cut off anyways. And here's the most important part, is this side body line. On the XL, you can see right here, it comes out a little bit, then slopes back in. On the Super 2, you have that same body line, but this bottom body line doesn't start until way up here on the top. Oh, when you measure these two body lines, the width is 1.5 inches on the XL. The Super 2 is 1 inch, so that's a 1/2 inch difference. And you can say, well, Brett, I really don't care about a 1/2 inch. It's just a little 1/2 inch, so you can go screw yourself, and I'll just make it the way I want to. Well, yeah, look at that. Look what I can make, and I'm right. And a lot of other people are right, so you should listen to them who's made one of these before. So shut up and listen. The 1/2 inch is a big deal because of when you make your cuff. If you want to insert your cuff, some people make them outside. I don't like gaps, so I like to insert mine. And it measures up. I measure my cuffs up with my top, and it just turns out beautifully. So what I use is 3-inch sewer PVC. I don't use the 3-inch side. I use the oversized sleeve that fits together with other sewer PVC. It's about a 3 1/4 inches versus 3 inch. Now, back to the bodies. On the Homelite XL, when you put it on where it needs to go, you can see right there, you're going to lose about a 1/2 inch. On the Super 2, the same issue. You're going to lose about a 1/2 inch. Okay, now let's go back to the finished one. What do I have left here? 1 inch. So, you're going to lose a 1/2 inch. Right there on the XL, you got that 1 inch. That's what's going to be showing once you got your top on and you got the proper cuts for your sleeve or your cuff. Now with this one, you lose a 1/2 inch. So that's all you got shown is where the ruler's at, that 1/2 inch. Now you can, some people cut them to where all you lose is this right here, this edge on either one of them. Well, that's if you put the top coming down this way, and it leaves you with a lot less wiggle room for your hand. I do cut this whole part off, but I also, and I will show in a later video, I do put a cut down here, which I actually insert my top edge in to give it a little more support and 0 gaps on this edge. You will not find a gap anywhere on my chainsaw hands. See how it fits in there? There is 0 gaps. Beautiful. Just beautiful. But I'll show that in a later video. If you have an oversized hand and wrist and you need something bigger than that oversized 3-inch PVC that I use, definitely go with the Homelite XL. And you might want to actually have your cuff hang out. I don't like that. You can actually make it so the top is covering that, but the bottom you kind of slide your hand and kind of roll it in kind of almost a C or U shape. Not U shape, but more of a C shape. But if you got the Super 2, I mean, you lose a lot. I mean, if you have a smaller wrist or hand, you can go with the 3-inch side right there. But for me, that changes this whole issue of making the top. I mean, you don't have that groove, which I make, that you slide it in. It just sits against it. And like, look at the final one here. I mean, this holds it in. The front screws hold it in, and the top holds it in. So there might not be an issue there, but I prefer to have just a little more security when I have them. I don't want to grab the handle and have an issue, be like, oh, I don't want the pop. Because sometimes if you don't have it in right and you don't do it correctly, it'll pop. And you don't want to add a bunch of nuts and bolts and screws to hold in that top that are just like up here or around the front or over here or anywhere else, and you'll look at that and go, I'll just paint over it and it'll disappear. No, it won't. I'll see it, or other people will see it, and the people who know the movies and stuff will say, no, that's garbage, man. Don't do it that way. All right, so I'm done ranting. So just to overview this video, just a quick overview, the correct body is the XL. But if you have a Super 2, all the parts are interchangeable with the XL. Let's say you have the XL body over here on this side, and this side panel for the Super 2. You can take this Super 2 side and change it out on the XL side, or if you don't have one, they will fit, and everything else will fit. But that inch or half of an inch difference can just kill you when you're trying to cut it up and make the top correct or the cuff correct. So in my opinion, definitely stick with the XL. It was correct for the movies, except for Evil Dead 1, which they had, well, I think it was a Homelite XL or an XL12. I can't remember it right now. Don't quote me on it. But it was one of those two. But you definitely want this side of the Homelite. And right now, I'm going to debunk something that some people have been talking about. They said for Evil Dead 2, they used a Homelite XL, Homelite XL plastic body. Well, to my knowledge, they didn't make the plastic bodies back then. It was only the metal bodies. And the reason why I say that is if you look at any of the movies, in any of the TV series, any of the episodes, there's metallic metal that has been worn on the chainsaw hand. Now, that's not plastic. I'm sorry, that is not plastic. The ones that you think are plastic were the molds that were made from the Homelite XL. They were not the plastic bodies. The plastic bodies weren't made till way later. All chainsaws that I know of at that time were made out of metal. Now, newer Homelite XLs, they have this body line, or not this body line, but this body line. Let me move that. But they come up like this and come back down with a bigger exhaust, and they look like garbage. So don't use those. Go with the old 70s or 80s Homelite XLs if you're going to do it right. And definitely, if you're young and don't know air tools, get your parents' permission and help, because you will hurt yourself. And just to go over everything again, the cutting length is what you measure, not the length of the whole bar. So this has been Brett, and next time we're going to go over on how to cut them to actually get this sucker started. And when you cut it, you're going to be like, oh man, what did I do? But when you start actually getting it built, after that, you're going to really, really see it take form and get excited on getting it done. So until then, I will see you on the next video. Bye.